We drove into Frasers Hill Resort after crossing the Selangor-Pahang State Line to reach the main village where the clock tower and our hotel is located. This is the Merlin Hotel I stayed at some 50 years ago when I last visited. It's now the Wyndham Inn, just recently changed from being the Sarjan. Still got a nice English garden, but how the pines have grown. With the weather holding up despite the rain forecast, we took a quick drive around. The gentry caught our attention, perched atop the golf course. They seemed to promise a good colonial dining experience. As it turns out, it was a great meal. The delightful English sauces with a bit of creative local touch, more than compensated for the average quality meat. And there was the jams, which we really should have taken a few more bottles of. Good morning, it's nice and sunny. The hike went well for a while, but alas, we had to turn back. Having failed at hiking, we thought we'll drive around to check out the many lovely cottages available for rental. Even this wasn't easy. They are mostly away from the main roads and are maintained as private, tree-shrouded, gated properties, and special arrangements had to be made to visit them. Frasers is full of beautiful heritage buildings and lovely gardens. If Kuala Kubu Baru can be listed As a UNESCO heritage garden, we hope Frasers will eventually be preserved as such. We tarried a while here as the scenery was quite stunning. Returning to the village, we were pleasantly surprised. Our morning certainly had a happy ending, with us feasting on the scenic Jalan Genting. Durians certainly bring people together.
Yeah.
We bidded farewell to some newfound friends. Frasers is certainly a good destination for bird lovers, and there are also plenty of public heritage sites other than the more private colonial bungalows for the history buffs. We wandered around these interesting sites, and soon it was time for the all-important English tea time. It was a toss-up between the glass house or the smoke house, and I guess the more traditional one.
We're coming for a snack.
We were soon backing into the very limited parking spaces at the smoke house. It was all so pleasantly good old British. We got carried away and even ordered a bomb Alaska sitting in the bright sunshine. All good things must end, and we returned to the Wyndham to rest up for dinner. Dinner was planned at the Scots restaurant, which is thankfully near the Wyndham and stays open until about 10 p.m. My wife reminisced that this was where we shared a Chateaubriand dinner some 50 years ago. I recalled the meal, but remember the restaurant being on a hill slope full of greenery. Perhaps if we imagine Puncak Inn out of the picture, it could be just right. We arrived past 8 p.m. The last guests were just about leaving. Perhaps it was the same building, But what we entered into was a totally different restaurant. The one we remembered was more rustic, casual and cheerful. Putting aside misty old memories, we enjoyed ourselves. It was a classy and elegant place. And indeed, it was all misty and foggy, like we remember in England when we left the Scots. What a nice and memorable experience to end our stay at Frasers Hill.